Um, so I'm kind of just wondering, can you kind of recap for me the message that you kind of brought there today when you kind of had that platform? Like,
Sure,
cool.
sure. I think it was important for me to kind of leave, first of all, to give people the experience of what it is to be a person of color in small towns, in small rural towns like this, because I don't think people in the community fully understand or understood what is still going on and what's still happening and our experiences. So I wanted to explain my experiences and give them an opportunity to hear what still happens in some of these small towns and the name calling and those sorts of things that are scary, but also the wonderful things and the reasons that people of color stay in these small communities. But I also wanted to leave them with something other than just, here's all the bad things that have happened in this town. I wanted to give them some opportunity to stand up and speak out about the things that they've heard me and other people of color say. I wanted to give them a way forward.
You live in Monticello?
Yes.
For how long?
I've lived in Monticello for 11 years.
What drew you to the area to begin with?
Well, my husband is from here. I grew up in Tolono, so I'm very familiar with Monticello and growing up in Tolono as a kid. So that was one of the reasons. And like I said, my husband grew up here and his family's here, and my family is local as well. They don't live in Monticello, but they're local.
Sure. And so when you were, I'm kind of curious, like when you were kind of delivering that message, I mean, how did you feel about, the reception to it? A lot of people turned out. There was a lot of talk beforehand about how it was going to go.
Yeah. I was really happy with the turnout. I was amazed, really, honestly, and my heart was just so warmed by the amount of people that were there and the things that people were saying. I know when I was giving this speech, I kind of got tunnel vision and couldn't really take it all in the moment. But the things that people said afterwards, and I'm just so grateful that people gave me the opportunity to speak and really wanted to hear it. And I feel like a lot of people were surprised by some of the things I said that I've gone through and things that have happened here in town. I don't think people were really thought that that those things still happen. People name calling or, people yelling things from windows. I think people were surprised by that. And I think it shook a lot of people, which makes me really happy to see that, when people know that this stuff is happening, I believe in the best in people, and I believe that they will come forward and do something about it.
I have a quick question. So, how did you end up on that lineup? Like, did you find out that this was happening and did you ask to speak, or did they request you, or how did that?
Well, I had posted last week. There was a town website that's not a very nice website, and they can post nasty things. And a neighbor of mine had become concerned because she had seen them posting about guns and getting guns because they had heard that people were coming to town and gonna riot and loot. And so she sent me a text message and she said, "I'm really concerned for you. Please be careful when you're out walking your dog. Some people have said some stuff and I'm concerned." So I got on one of the Monticello websites that community sites that I am a part of, Facebook site. And I had sent a post just to kind of remind people that there are people of color in this town that live in this town that are part of this town, and that kind of talk is frightening for us. And I had said, I'm going to be out walking my dog tonight. Please don't shoot me. It got a huge response. Over 2,000 people in the community, 200 people in the community sent stuff back, offering to walk with me, offering, to come and talk with me, really wanting to hear my story. And I believe that after that, Ellie Carpenter, who was one of the people that organized this, she decided that, maybe something like a march or a demonstration would be a good idea, as an opportunity for townspeople to really understand what's going on and to speak up about it.
Yeah, I have a quick question. So, like, what was your takeaway? Like, you tell your story, you go out there, you tell your story, you're like, this is my experience. And then, you know, it kind of ends. I mean, you have that solidarity in the moment, right? Because everybody is like right there, but everybody goes home. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering like what you left with, you know what I mean?
Well, I left feeling hopeful. I do feel like this is different. Like this time is different. I think the context is different. The George Floyd case is different. The Breonna Taylor case is different. I don't know why. I couldn't begin to pinpoint why, because I mean, when you look at something like Philando Castile and you know, Jordan and all these other kids who have been shot by cops, you know, I don't know what the difference is, but I do feel like there is a difference. I know that 5 years ago, this wouldn't have happened in Monticello. I would have gotten, if I'd put that post out 5 years ago, I would have gotten people saying that they're sorry to hear that and people saying that they feel bad. But I don't think I would have gotten as many people offering to walk with me or offering to speak up for me. And I definitely don't think this demonstration would have happened 5 years ago. So something is happening in small towns where people are really hearing and seeing and are more involved with what's happening in the larger community and want to be involved. And that's not something that I don't think has ever happened before, but I couldn't say why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a word I've been returning to, I think, has been pivotal. I think.
Yeah. Yes.
Just because this time has been different.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Floyd's son said at his eulogy that you changed the world, Dad. And I believe that he did. I believe that he has something. He sparked something. His struggles sparked something. And I believe that he is changing the world.
What's something else that would be good to know, you know, regarding either today as it played out downtown, or either not even just specific to today, but specific to that community that you're a part of?
I think the thing that really sticks out to me is that, you know, we've always been here. I grew up in Tolono. We've always been here. We've just been very quiet, and we've done our best to get by and to prove ourselves to the community. As people of color, we're constantly trying to prove ourselves to these small communities and prove that we are not threats and that we want to make the communities better and that we want to work with the people. And I think something to take away from that is it's time to believe us. It's time to give us the benefit of the doubt. It's time to believe us, and it's time to fight for us. It's time to speak up for the things that you see, the things that you know that are wrong. And if you're really about inclusivity, it's time to speak up for inclusivity.
Yeah, absolutely. One other question I had is I was kind of following some of the dialogue that was happening before this event took place, and I think you kind of alluded to it earlier. It was very polarized. Yeah. From what I saw today, I didn't think that it played out like that at all.
I was amazed by what I saw today. The amount of people that came out, I think that was more than anybody expected. I think everybody was kind of blown away by the number of people that showed up. And there were things in my speech that I said that I was a little nervous about. And like I said before, there were things that I said in my speech that 5 years ago I would never have dared to say. And I was very nervous about how they were going to be taken. And I was very nervous about how that message would be received. If people would take it as me being combative, or would take it as me trying to pick a fight with an institution or an organization. And I was very scared about that because I have worked with the police enforcement here. I was a 911 dispatcher, and they are my friends. And so I was very concerned about that and scared. But the reception that I got was amazing. It was absolutely amazing, from the police to the protesters, the people that were there just watching. It was, you know, no one was offended by what I had to say. They were at least willing to listen. And that's the best part. That's the greatest thing.
I forgot to ask this earlier, what do you currently do?
I'm a speech language pathologist at Rantoul Middle School. So for ADER. middle school.
Oh, okay. So do you know Scott Woods?
Yes, he lives right down the road.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know him pretty well. Yeah, he's great. I like him a lot.
he's wonderful. He's wonderful.
Yeah. Um, I have just anything else that you would want to add that you would want put out there. I know you've been
Um,
talking a lot today.
Yeah, I think this is great. I mean, I think that all of these small towns, St. Joe just had a demonstration, and Muhammad is having one on Monday, and I think this is, I think this is where it needs to start. I think that people need to recognize that these small towns are inclusive as well, and that there are people who want people of color in their towns, and to see these small towns come out in such force is, I think that's revolutionary. It's different than what I've ever seen, and like I said, I grew up in these towns, so it just amazes me.
Yeah, you're right. It is very different. I remember seeing the Taylorville thing a few days ago, and I was like, wow, that is different.
Yes, yeah, it's mind blowing.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, I think that kind of wraps it up for me, unless there was anything else you wanted to throw out there, but
No, no, I'm all set.
pretty straightforward. All right, awesome. I appreciate you doing this at the last minute.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.
Thanks.
You too.
Bye.